there's a new sheriff in town, and I can do whatever I want. Hey everybody, and welcome to Dimension Bros. It's just me today, I guess. That's depressing. Theo is ill, so I have been put in charge of today's video. How exciting is that? I really don't know what I'm doing here. I'm editing this, which is why there's not gonna be any fancy editing. Theo can't pop in and insult my time management today. That's exciting. Theo will not see this video until all of you are seeing it. So yeah. Well, what's on the schedule for today? Guess I should have checked that before I started filming. Oh. DIY Halloween costumes. Yeah, okay. Let's get this over with. Okay, let's get into our first cool homemade costume. So step one, you're gonna take a jacket and put it on backwards. So quirky, I know. And then you're gonna put the hood up. But before you put the hood up, make sure you grab a mask and you're gonna put the hood up and you're gonna do this. And see? Look, I'm a crewmate from Among Us. Isn't that so cool? Yeah, I know. We've all seen this before on TikTok. Well, I don't actually have TikTok. I saw it on Instagram Reels, which is just, TikTok's reposted. Look, I'm sorry. I'm not that good at coming up with Halloween costumes. All my Halloween costumes in my life have been, subpar, just, shirts. And any that were, good was when I was younger and my parents, made them. I'm hopefully putting pictures on screen if I can figure out how. So yeah, maybe making up DIY Halloween costumes isn't the best idea for me. Well, I try to think of some other Halloween-y video to be uploaded today. Let's hear some news. Everyone loves news. Everyone loves watching the news. I have never met a single person who does not love news. So yeah, now to Allie with the news.
It's recording. Are we live? Hello? Okay, it's recording. Okay, hello. And welcome back to your urgent weekly news update. Today, I would like to start with the weather. Today in Florida, Orlando, Florida, where Disney World is, it is slightly cloudy with a chance of meatballs. So bring your umbrellas because you don't want to get stuck outside in the rain. It's not going to be fun. Also, this is breaking news, but Mickey Mouse has escaped Disney World. He's gone on a killing spree. What? So lock your doors and stay inside. Also, I would just to tell you that today might be my last time hosting, because as many of you might not know, because I'm an excellent spy, I am actually a Russian spy who worked for the FBI for years, and I need to tell you something before they find me, because they're looking for me. I'm one of the most wanted criminals in America right now. The birds aren't real. They're not real. They're watching you. They're government spies. You have to stop feeding the birds. They're not real. It's not. It's a lie. I'm being watched. Remember, kids, wear your masks, lock your doors, and check your candy. They're here. Back to you in the studio, Isaac.
Well, that was concerning. Allie has been talking about making her own YouTube channel, and she is never gonna make it if she films all of her videos vertically. Like, what the heck? No one wants to watch that. Like, that is so painful to watch. Like, I could not focus on what was being said in that video. I've made this joke on my solo channel before. Anyway, I figured out something that I can talk about for our Halloween special that, like, I can actually talk about. Board games. Well, specifically one board game that I really want to talk about. And if I posted a video about it on Isaac Entertains, no one would watch it. There's only like 20 subs there. Go subscribe to my solo channel. I post funny content. I'll probably start posting more on there now that I can edit. But yeah, so yeah, let's go over to my kitchen table over there and let's talk about a great Halloween game. Okay, so I was looking at my board game shelf and I actually realized there were two games I wanted to talk about. We have Horrified and Betrayal at House on the Hill. Now, these are two very different games, both of which kind of have this spooky atmosphere. But before we start, I should bring up that Horrified is a much more simple game. Even if you're not like a huge board game, tabletop game fan, you'll be able to understand and hopefully enjoy Horrified. There's nothing overly complicated about its rules. Betrayal at House on the Hill, I'd say the same about. There's nothing too complicated about its rules. It's a fairly simple game, but it's intimidating, which we'll get to that. But let's start with Horrified, because if you're looking to get into the board game fandom, I'd suggest starting with this. So, let's talk about Horrified. In Horrified, you're going to be playing as one of these heroes, who are all represented by a character and then a profession card. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to be moving around this village in an attempt to defeat 2 to 4 of these monsters. So these are all like classic movie monsters. You got the Invisible Man, the creature from the Black Lagoon, the Wolfman, the Mummy, Frankenstein and his bride, and Dracula. And so they'll all be moving around trying to attack and kill these innocent villagers whilst you are attempting to stop them. Now, how you stop them is with this bag, specifically the content within, all these items. So you're going to be moving around, grabbing items, and then trying to deal with the monsters before they kill enough villagers to make this meter go all the way to the skull, and if it does, all the villagers leave town as they're too horrified. So yeah, I really enjoy this game. I mean, excluding the fact that, like, looks great, and there's still tons of stuff in the box, it is a very simple game, which I know you're probably not going to believe me, but I'm gonna put an iCard to, a video explaining the rules. If you want to watch that to see how simple it is, I definitely suggest this one for beginners. And something else I love about this game is with those simple rules, it does a lot. For example, you can really put yourself into the shoes of these little heroes. Let me give you an example here. So all you need to know as the player is that the Invisible Man has to be killed with red items worth 9 or more. But as the player, you can describe what's happening in much more vivid detail than just, I use 9 red items to kill him. What you can say is, I lay down my bear trap to trap his foot. Now that I can see his blood, I use the shovel to knock him out and then finish him off with the dagger. Now, all of these red items add up to equal 9 strength. But instead of just saying, oh, I do these 3 items, they're worth 9 strength, I kill him, you can just describe it in much more vivid detail than that. And that's part of what makes this game so good. It, with its simple rules, allows you to be fully immersed in the experience, and I really enjoy it. Another big thing is this game has lots of replayability because, as you saw, there are 5 different monsters. I feel like I'm missing one. Frankenstein and the Bride count as 2. I mean, count as 1 monster, even though there's 2 on the board. But yeah, there's 5 monsters, and typically you're only playing against 2 of them. If you start getting good at the game, you can start playing against 3 and even 4. I am not good with 4. I can barely ever win. And another great thing about this game, especially in like this year, is you can play it by yourself. I play this game by myself all the time, which I know sounds sad, but playing solo board games is one of my favorite activities. So yeah, I really, really suggest Horrified. Now let's get into the other spooky game that I have cooked up for you guys. The second game I want to talk about is Betrayal at House on the Hill, which I'd say is almost perfect for the Halloween season. But it should be noted, it could be a little more daunting to newer players and is very luck-based and not always fair. But we'll get to that. So in this game, you're going to play as these little explorers exploring this 3-level house via this stack of rooms. Oh, that one's not... Oh, some of these are not facing the same way as others. Okay. That is my fault. So, yeah, in this game, we're going to be exploring this house, finding new rooms, and whenever you enter a room, you draw the designated card shown on the room. For example, he just found the chapel, which shows the event. So an event is something that happens, for example, mist pouring out from the walls, and bad stuff's going to happen. You can also get items and omens. Now, if that was the whole game, it'd be pretty boring on its own. Just, wandering through a haunted house with your friends. But what makes this game cool is the omens. As omens are slowly revealed, the dark forces of the house grow bigger and bigger. And eventually, the haunt begins, where one of the players is given this, the Traitor's Tome. So what you do is, when the haunt begins, you look at the rooms that you found the omen in, and then the omen that started the haunt. And then you match up, say it was the gallery with the book, we do 3, and 3 is the person with the lowest knowledge would be the one to be the betrayer. Now the betrayer goal is to kill all the other players. So the betrayer is given the Traitor's Tome, which is going to tell them about their newfound powers, and the survivors are going to be given the secrets of survival. It's a lot of fun to be the betrayer because you might get to control this army of monsters. You may gain supernatural powers. There was one game that I was playing with my sister and her boyfriend where I looked in the Traitor's Tome and it just said, hey, by the way, you strapped a bomb to everyone and now you're going to set them off. And I'm like, and part of the problem with this game is it's not perfectly balanced because on like my 3rd turn, I blew them both up, winning the game. So that didn't last very long. And sometimes the traitor can't win for like 10 or 11 turns. So it all depends on what you get and what items everyone had before the haunt began. I think a part of when they were making this game was like, if we just make everything super overpowered, nothing will be overpowered. Because there are cards in this game that are insane compared to others. Yeah, I'm not going to go into specifics because I'm not teaching you guys how to play. I'm just giving you suggestions. But again, I love this game. But if you're new to gaming and don't want to have to read a lot of rules, I wouldn't suggest this one. I'd suggest this for someone who's willing. It's not that complicated of a game. If you're willing to just sit down, get through the rule book, and really digest what you just read, once you start playing, you'll see it's not that complicated. A lot of the rulebook is just what-if scenarios, which you gotta have in case a question arrives. So yeah. I'd say Betrayal at House on the Hill, probably the best. Dimension Bros, confirmed, the best Halloween game. So yeah, those are my 2 Halloween games for you. Again, if you're newer and looking for a newer game, I'd suggest Horrified. If you're looking for just a lot of fun with your friends who aren't going to take it too seriously, Betrayal at House on the Hill's the way to go. Yeah, there's lots of other spooky games too. Here, I'm going to show you guys something. Over here on my card table, I have a halfway through game of Arkham Horror going on, which I haven't finished yet. It's a great game. It's a very complicated and convoluted game. I love it a lot. So yeah, let's go back over to the couch to do my closing. So yeah. Sorry I didn't teach you guys how to make sick Halloween costumes, but I don't know. I felt like it'd be more fun, since Theo wasn't around, to go into something I really love and enjoy. If you decide to play one of these games, hit me up on, like, Discord or something and tell me. I would love to hear about what you guys thought. If you thought my opinions were invalid, that's fine. Start Twitter beef with me. I got a Twitter. You guys should follow it. Huh. Also, speaking of Discord, link in the description. Dimension Bros Discord server. Go join. We have a lot of fun there. Talk to me about board games. No one ever does. So if you want to come talk to me about board games, that'd be greatly appreciated. So yeah, that is gonna be the end of this video. I really hope you all enjoyed. Don't worry, Theo will be back next week. Thanks for putting up with me. Editing Isaac here on my bed to just ignore the princess pillow to tell you to go subscribe to Allie, who included an interesting little clip there. Yeah, she hasn't uploaded anything yet, but she's gonna upload like skits and stuff. They're all gonna be similar in comedy to that skit included halfway through the video, and I'm even gonna be in some. So yeah, you should go subscribe. She hasn't uploaded yet, but yeah, link in the description to her channel. I'm gonna go finish editing now.